Good morning, everyone. Long time no see. Work has been extremely busy. We had a very dry year last year, got very little out of the garden, but you can still go back and look at some of our videos and you can see exactly what we did get. We're getting ready to start our spring planting, and there's a video out there that you guys might want to watch about planting your garden. Now's the time to start doing that. You want to start getting your seeds on hand and figure out where you're going to put it, and you want to figure out how you're going to modify your soil if you need to, and where to go from there. But today it is freezing cold outside. It's about 35 degrees. Yesterday it was 70 degrees here in Texas. We had some tornadoes roll through. Luckily no one was hurt, and we didn't get any damage, and no one north of us got any damage. Praise the Lord. But today it is 35 degrees, absolutely freezing, so we are going to make a hearty goulash recipe. So stay tuned. It's very simple, very easy, and it's such a good meal on a day like today. Before we get started on our goulash, I wanted to give you guys a quick tip. Quick tip right now is, since it's cold outside, go ahead and kick off your self-cleaning ovens and let them get cleaned up for the rest of the year. We started this about 3 hours ago, so it'll be done here shortly. As soon as it's done, I'll start my goulash recipe. A couple of benefits to doing it now is it's cold outside and it's heating up my kitchen very nicely. To get started this morning, I have about 1.5 pounds of hamburger meat. We're using 80-20. I have penne pasta. I happen to use gluten-free. You can use regular pasta if you would like. I have a can of early California sliced black olives, a small can of mushrooms, 2 cans of diced tomatoes, and I have about 1/2 of a white onion and 1/2 of a red bell pepper and 2 cloves of garlic chopped. This is what's going to make our goulash. You can leave any of these ingredients out, or you can add what you would like. This just happens to be what our preference is, and it makes up a delicious goulash. Before we get started with our goulash, I wanted to show you guys how clean my oven got through that self-cleaning. I'll wait for it to cool down and I'll open it up, and I'll just wipe out those spots on the bottom, but you can see it took care of everything. To get started, I've added my onions in here and my bell pepper, and I'm going to saute these a little bit. You don't want to add your garlic yet because it will start to burn. I'm sauteing this in just a little bit of olive oil on the bottom of the pan. Smelling good already. So while those are sauteing, I have my pot over here of water with a little bit of olive oil and salt, and this is where I'm going to put my pasta because I want to pre-cook that before we add it to our mixture here. I've got it on about medium heat, and I want to saute it till the onions start to get a little bit clear. Cooking up very nicely. I'm going to go ahead and add my garlic. This is 2 cloves. Goulash is one of those meals, or one of those dishes that are very good for leftovers, so we'll make a big pot and enjoy it after church tomorrow. So we're going to saute this up a little bit till the garlic gets a little softened and roasted, and then we'll add our hamburger meat. Doesn't matter what time of year it is, guys, there's nothing better than the smell of sauteed vegetables. Whether they're fresh from your garden or whether you have to go buy them because they're out of season, it is just a heavenly smell. So fresh. So now it's time to add our hamburger meat. Again, we're using 80-20. You can use more lean if you would like. And we're going to cook this up with our sauteed vegetables. What we're cooking up here is just a classic mixture, guys. You can use this for spaghetti sauce. You can use it to make a meatloaf. All the ingredients that we've added so far, you can do any of those things with. If you wanted to make a spaghetti sauce, you would add your tomato paste and your tomato sauce. But we're going to make goulash, so we're going to use diced tomatoes instead. But you could also use these very same ingredients for a meatloaf. They are all wonderful and make it quite tasty. You can see it's coming together pretty good. And one of the things I'm going to add is a little bit of red wine vinegar. Not much, just enough to give it a hinge of flavor. And this is what we're using. Woo-wee, that smells really good. You might want to salt and pepper it at this time. Just add however much you want. I'm just going to do a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. And you can also salt and pepper it to taste after you finish. My water is continuing to boil over here, getting ready for my pasta. This is smelling delicious. You can see even with the 80-20 beef, it's not generating a lot of grease, but I am going to go ahead and drain it real quick, so I'll be right back. When I drained it, I got about 3 tablespoons of oil or grease off of it, not very much. So now it's time to add our diced tomatoes. Now I did not drain these, but I did drain the sliced black olives and the mushrooms. So let's get this stirred into it. Again, if you wanted to make a spaghetti sauce, you could go ahead and add your tomato paste and your tomato sauce to it, and a little bit of other seasonings, oregano, to get all that going, and you would have you a delicious homemade spaghetti sauce. But we do not add our sauce to our goulash because we like it to be a little more tomatoey and chunky. This is going to be so good tonight. So there's our mushrooms and our black olives, and you can see it's not going to be a sauce-like texture. It's going to be a meaty and vegetable texture, and that's what we want. So you can see I have my pasta cooking over here. It's only going to take about 8 to 10 minutes for this, and then we will add it to our beef and vegetable mixture. I've kicked my heat up a little bit because I want this to start cooking pretty solid. I've got it on about medium high. We let this cook up, and now it's time to start adding our pasta. Now, once we add the pasta, it'll be pretty much ready to eat if we want to go ahead and eat it. But I'm going to let it simmer probably about 20 minutes so that the pasta can absorb a lot of the flavor of the meat and the vegetables. This is going to be delicious, guys. And as you can see, it makes a wonderful big pot, depending on your family size, for great leftovers. In the summertime, when you have your garden fresh vegetables, dice up your tomatoes, add those in here. You can add a little bit of zucchini, a little bit of squash. Possibilities are endless with this recipe. So I'm going to put a cover on it, and I'm going to let it simmer and let these noodles absorb a lot of the flavor of the garlic and the onions and the mushrooms and the tomatoes, and then we will be all set for dinner. We've let it simmer about 10 minutes. Let's take a look. Ooh-wee. Oh man, this is going to be absolutely wonderful tonight, guys. Well, you can see it turned out fantastic. It is piping hot right now. I'm going to dig in. I'll serve this up with a side salad and a little bit of garlic toast, but you can see how chunky. Look at all the vegetables in there. You can still see the mushrooms and the black olives and the tomatoes. The onions cooked up real nicely, and the garlic cooked up. So we're going to dig in. We thank you for watching. We ask that if you like this video that you click the like button And if you like what you see, we also ask that you subscribe. The next thing I'm going to do is make my homemade chicken and dumplings. There is a video out there for it. They are super quick and easy. I make them every week for my mom who loves them. So go back and check out that video, and there's a lot more other cooking videos for cold weather cooking. And stay tuned. Our vegetable garden season is coming up really quick. We appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great weekend, and God bless.